Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. CG Holdings Chair Arun Chaudhary arrested. Kathmandu District Court issues 4-day judicial custody alleged of irregularities in Basbari leather and shoe factory land scam. Health Minister Mohan Basnet and former Communication Minister Gyanendra Bahadur Karki being probed regarding irregularities related to Terramox procurement. CIA to record statements. EU leaders unlock a €50 billion support package for Ukraine. Agreement comes earlier than expected, overcoming previous opposition from Hungary. And Army defeat Gandaki in the Prime Minister Cup. Police see off Sudur Pashchim, departmental rivals to clash in the final on Saturday. Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police has arrested businessperson and CG Holdings Chair Arun Chaudhary. Police arrested Chaudhary from Lazimpat of Kathmandu for investigation into irregularities related to land of Basbari leather and shoe factory. According to the Central Investigation Bureau, Chaudhary has been arrested in relation to the scam of irregularities of government land. Chaudhary was presented at the Kathmandu District Court, which issued a 4-day judicial custody for required investigations. Erstwhile chief of Basbari leather and shoe factory, Ajit Narayan Singh Thapa, was also arrested for colluding with Chaudhary in the land scam. Thapa was held from his residence in Battisputali. Now, Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority CIA has said that investigation is underway regarding the possible involvement of Minister for Health and Population Mohan Bahadur Basnet and former Minister for Communication and Information Technology Gyanendra Bahadur Karki in the irregularities related to procurement of Terramox technology. The authority has made preparations to record statements from former Minister for Communications and the officiating Minister for Health and Population Basnet and another former Minister for Communications Karki within the next few days. A source from the anti-graft body has informed Kantipur News that the entity is currently busy in its homework regarding whether to summon the two at the Commission or record their statements at the residences. Decision for the procurement of Terramox was taken when Health Minister Basnet was leading the Ministry of Communication. The procurement process was taken forward after the ministry had issued approval to the Nepal Telecommunications Authority for procurement. Karki was the Minister for Communication when Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa was leading the government in the capacity of the Prime Minister. It has been learned that the CIA is making preparations to gather evidences against both Basnet and Karki before filing cases against them at the court. Despite procurement of the Terramox technology in almost 3 billion rupees, which would allow the authority to monitor all details of telecommunications service provider, it is yet to come into operation. The technology has been disputed ever since its procurement process had begun. Meanwhile, the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority has also directed to put an end to unproductive and self-serving appointments at provincial and local levels. The authority has said that complaints have been received regarding unnecessary appointments that abuse the government resources such as personal secretary and press, legal, technical and administrative advisors. The anti-graft body issued a circular through the Office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers directing to put an end to such appointments that are against the law. The CIA has also suggested to ensure that unproductive and unnecessary positions are not created. Committee formed to probe into the incident of physical abuse between police personnel and official of the Immigration Department at the Trivandrum International Airport last Friday has recommended for departmental action against Assistant Sub-Inspector Sanjeev Tamang and Immigration Officer Chaya Lal Muktan. Report furnished by the committee led by Thaneshwar Gautam of Ministry of Home Affairs yesterday has recommended for departmental actions against Tamang and Muktan. The committee has also suggested to relieve Muktan from his responsibilities. The team of police personnel and immigration officer Muktan had resorted to physical abuse following a dispute related to security check inside the airport. Despite the committee being assigned a deadline of Monday to submit its report, it had done so only yesterday evening. The government has made preparations to involve the private sector in operation of the international airports. Today's meeting of the Council of Ministers has formulated a study committee for operation of the Kathmandu, Bhairahoa, Pokhara and the proposed Nijgarh International Airport in public-private partnership or the PPP model. The 5-member study committee is to be led by former Secretary Shankar Prasad Adhikari. The meeting of the Council of Ministers has also appointed Bikram Rai as the Deputy Chairperson of Nepal Airlines Corporation. The Cabinet has also appointed Uma Shankar Prasad as a member at the National Planning Commission, while Leknath Lama and Dr. Sahara Shrestha have been appointed as members at the Naradevi Ayurvedic Hospital. The Cabinet has also decided to formulate a National Trade Facilitating Committee under the leadership of Minister for Industries Ramesh Rijal, which will also include the representatives of the private sector. District Government Attorney Office Kathmandu has registered cases against 22 individuals, including 9 immigration officers, alleged of involvement in the nexus which sent Nepali youth abroad on visit visas by forging documents. District Government Attorney Office has registered cases against 22 individuals, including 12 who are still absconding at the Kathmandu District Court for organized crime by forging documents. Prior to this, the Crime Division had arrested Immigration Officer Narubir Khadga on 4th of December last year for his active role in forging government documents to send Nepali nationals abroad on visit visas. Police had also confiscated 200,000 rupees from Khadga, which was given to him by travel agent Padam Lama of Doramba Rural Municipality, Ward number 7 of Ramechhap. Police had continued its investigations against 8 others on the basis of the statement of Khadga. A list of dozens of Nepali youths who were sent abroad on visit visas by Khadga and Tamang was also obtained during investigations. Heavy snowfall has been reported in the Himalayan district of Humla today. This is the second snowfall in the district this year. The first snowfall in the district had been reported on 4th of December. However, snowfall had been witnessed in Humla between January and February last year. With the dip in mercury due to heavy snowfall, general life in Humla has also been affected. The only aviation service of Humla has also been disrupted. Heavy snowfall has been reported mainly in the Limi, Yari and Chala, which are in the upper region of Namkha Rural Municipality. Meanwhile, the snowfall has cast a positive spell on the farmers of the district. Although the monsoon rain and snowfall affects livestock, it contributes in farming. Limi, Muchu, Til, among other places have received heavy snowfall. The District Police Administration Humla has said that heavy snowfall has disrupted life in the northern part of the district. With the objective of circulating notices and collecting public grievances, Lalitpur Metropolis has operated LMC Alert mobile application. At a program organized today, Lalitpur Mayor Chiri Babu Maharjan inaugurated the application. The application introduced by the Metropolis can specially be used for alerts and filing grievances. Through the application, users can send their messages related to any issue inside the Metropolis, including disasters or grievances, directly to the control room of the Metropolis Police in just 3 taps. Messages can also be sent through the application for emergency services, including fire engines and ambulances. Information regarding damages of drainage system or street lights can also be shared through the application. The Metropolis has claimed that it would address the grievances collected through the application at the earliest possible. It has further added that complaints regarding black marketing, construction of infrastructure without approval and encroachment of footpath and public land can also be filed through the application. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what do you tell deploying specialist doctors to hospitals beyond their specialization? Your options are A. Conspiracies in transfer, B. Doctors seeking benefit, and C. Poor leadership. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has called for putting an end to the brain drain of intellectual human resource. Addressing the 7th General Assembly of Rajarsi Janak University today, Premier Dahal said that the brain drain could be curbed while making the best use of the intellectuals. Premier Dahal said that the graduates of Rajarsi Janak University reflect the present and future status of education and stressed on the need for upgrading education mechanism as per the need of the hour. Saying globalization was having its highest impact on the education sector, Prime Minister Dahal identified the need for improvement in quality and standards of the policies, curriculum, academic practices and working procedures of universities. He also assured of addressing the complications faced by the university in terms of land and infrastructures with gradual improvement in the economy. A protest has been held demanding no actions against Birganj Mayor Rajesh Man Singh, who is alleged of helping his fake daughter obtain a citizenship certificate by claiming to be her father. Defending Mayor Singh, a rally organized by the civic society, which had begun from the Rato Bangla of Birganj, had traversed through the city before submitting a memorandum at the district administration office. Prior to this, neighbor Muhammad Sabuddin had registered a complaint at the DAO on 9th of January, alleging Mayor Singh of granting citizenship to a girl named Rubina Shrestha as his daughter. Since then, 15 others have also registered their complaints. Protests in support and against of Mayor Singh have been held since then. DAO office Parsa has said that it is investigating the complaints. District Administration Office Mahottari has set up a breastfeeding room. With the objective of ensuring ease for female staff and service seekers to breastfeed their babies, the breastfeeding room was set up with the support of Manara Siswa municipality. The facility is expected to provide comfort and ease to mothers who faced previously difficulties in breastfeeding their babies. Safe Maternity and Reproductive Health Rights Act has also provision for a breastfeeding room at government, non-government and private organizations to ensure ease for women to breastfeed their children during office hours for a period of 2 years since the birth of the babies. Let's move on to international update. EU leaders have unlocked a €50 billion support package for Ukraine. The agreement comes earlier than expected, overcoming previous opposition from Hungary's President Viktor Orban. European Council President Charles Michel has said all 27 European leaders have agreed to a $50 billion aid package for Ukraine. Michel confirmed it through his X account, saying that the agreement locks in steadfast, long-term, predictable funding for Ukraine. Earlier, there had been fears that Hungary's President Viktor Orban would block the aid package, as he had done already at a European summit last year. Orban has said he wanted to force a rethink of EU policy towards Ukraine and questioned the idea of committing to fund Ukraine for the next 4 years. Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, said today was a good day for Europe. The head of UNRWA's Gaza operations has said the agency has been forced to flee the southern city of Khan Yunis and move its operations to the west of the city. Thomas White, director of UNRWA Affairs Gaza, said that the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency has already lost a health clinic, major shelters, facilities that were supporting the people of Khan Yunis amid ongoing fighting between Israeli and Hamas forces. White added 184,000 people have now registered for assistance with UNRWA on the western outskirts of Khan Yunis. Israel has accused some UNRWA staff of involvement in the October 7 Hamas assault in the southern Israel that triggered the war in Gaza. The Palestinians have accused Israel of falsifying information to tarnish UNRWA, which was set up to help refugees of the war at Israel's founding in 1948 and to which more than half of Gaza's population look to for day-to-day assistance. Gaza health authorities have said 26,900 Palestinians have been killed so far in the war. The demand for repairing footwear has increased dramatically in Gaza amid war, with many Gazans unable to afford new shoes due to the current situation in the enclave. Local cobblers say there were less work before the war, but now they have started working more because people do not have money to buy new slippers. New slippers that used to cost over $4 now cost almost $22. Cobblers say amid a lack of electricity and machines, they have resorted to repairing customers' shoes and slippers manually. Gaza's economy had been in shambles even prior to the conflict due to Israeli economic blockade, with the enclave's economy contracted 4.5% in the first 3 quarters of 2023. Much of the densely populated Gaza Strip has been devastated by almost 4 months of Israeli bombardment, and most of its 2.3 million residents have been uprooted by fighting that has caused the world's biggest humanitarian crisis. Police hosed down angry farmers who set tires, cardboard boxes and hay ablaze as a protest in front of the European Parliament in Brussels today saw tensions brewing. Protesters tried to tear down the barriers erected in front of the Parliament, a few blocks from where the summit was taking place, but police pushed them back with the water hoses. While the farmers' crisis is not officially on the agenda of the EU summit, it is bound to be discussed, at least on the margins. Major thoroughfares in Brussels, the heart of the European Union, were blocked by around 1,000 tractors, according to a police estimate. French farmers continue to block highways around Paris as protests intensified in Europe. Farmers say they are not being paid enough, are choked by taxes and green rules, and face unfair competition from abroad. In France, where farmers have been protesting for weeks, the government has dropped plans to gradually reduce subsidies on agricultural diesel and promised more aid. But farmers say that is not enough, and protests have spread to countries including Belgium, Italy, Spain and Portugal. Elsewhere, protesters in Thailand and the Philippines demanded an end to military regime in Myanmar, in fact, on the 3rd anniversary of the 2021 coup. Hundreds of protesters, including many Burmese citizens, chanted passionately in front of the United Nations offices in Bangkok, calling for the restoration of democracy in Myanmar and holding up portraits of ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi. In Manila, a few dozen activists held a protest calling for the ouster of the military junta and to release the political prisoners it had captured in the past 3 years. Myanmar's military rulers on Wednesday extended a state of emergency in place since a 2021 coup as the junta battles to contain a bloody pro-democracy rebellion that has severely tested its ability to govern. 3-1 Army Club have secured a 68-run win over Gandaki province in a low-scoring match to move to the final of the Prime Minister Cup. In the match played at 3-1 University International Cricket Grounds in Kantipur, Army won the toss and elected to bat, where they were bowled out for 132 runs in 39.1 overs. Opener Imran Sheikh top scored with 34 runs, while Sompal Kami contributed 23. Bipin Khatri, Amrit Gurung, Krishna Paudel and Kamal Pariyar shared 2 wickets each for Gandaki. In response, Gandaki had a poor start and were bowled out for a paltry 64 runs in 23.4 overs. Ishwar Chetri top scored with 16 and Karan Pangini added 15, while none of the other batters scored in double digit. Shahab Alam was the pick of the Army bowlers with 4 wickets, while Jitendra Mukhia and Kushal Malla had 2 scalps each. In another match played today, police thrashed Sudur Pashchim by 78 runs. Departmental rivals Army and police will now compete in the tournament final on Saturday. And that is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.